Hello and welcome. This is Steph, and welcome to Budgeting and Planning with Steph. Today is Wednesday, which means I shake things up from what I normally do and share with you how I invest in the stock market. So I started this is my third week doing this, and I've been making two investments. The first one is just a flat dollar cost averaging sort of purchase. I guess they both are dollar cost averaging. I'm just making a trade every Wednesday. I'm putting $10 into SEHD, which is one stock, and then I'm bringing in my savings challenge persona and rolling and saving each week. And this week I saved $24 by rolling, so I'm going to invest that as well. For demonstration purposes here, I have opened an account with Robinhood and I started making these investments. And last week, earlier this week, I transferred the money that I have for this week. So I have the $10 for the SCHD and then the $24. So $34 right here. You can see it. It says I have buying power, $34. I did that on Monday. I made that transfer. But if you needed to know how to do it, it's very easy. You go to account and then transfer, and then deposit, and you can make a deposit from your whatever account you have linked. I have a checking account linked, and I just did this on Monday. I made the transfer, so I'd be all ready for today. So right now, I'm going to start with my first investment, SCHD. There's a lot of YouTube videos about SCHD. It's a real popular fund. So I have invested $20 so far. The market is kind of crazy this week. It went really down on Monday, and then it looks like today, it looks like it was doing really good, then it kind of crashed. I don't know. It's all over the place this week. It's real volatile, but I try not to pay attention to that because it gives me stress. So you should know that, and actually it's good that it's down right now a little bit because that's like getting it on sale. So we're getting our stocks on sale right now. So I'm going to do that really quick before it jumps back up. So I'm going to make my order. I'm going to buy order. I'm buying in dollars. I have $10. So we're going to receive 0.31816 shares. Review my purchase. It says you're placing an order to buy approximately $10 of SCHD, and I'm going to buy it. Okay. And then I was going to just scroll down here. That's what I didn't want to. I like this fund because it's invested across the different sectors of the American economy, and they are mostly American investments. And these are the top 10 holdings. So 42% of this fund are in these three companies: Lockheed, Verizon, Chevron, Merrick. If you don't know, Merrick is like a healthcare company. Texas Instruments, Bristol Squibb Myers. I think they're another healthcare company. ConocoPhillips, Altria, Coca-Cola, and PepsiCo. And I think Altria, I'm not sure. I can't remember what that one is. Let's see if we can click on it, if it'll tell us. Altria, what is Altria? I go too fast. Altria is a holding company which engages in the manufacturing and sale of cigarettes in the United States. Not sure how I feel about that, but yeah, so that's what we're buying. So let's go back to the main screen, and we've got $24 left. That's what I expected. That's how much I rolled this week to save. So I've been using this other company, other exchange traded fund, another ETF, which is a conglomeration of different companies. Let's see who I'm buying with this one. Top 41% is in NVIDIA, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Micron, and Walmart. So we're going to buy order in dollars, $24. We're buying approximately 0.409% shares, and I'm going to review the order, and we're going to buy. So it's the point of this for me is just to show you this isn't scary. It doesn't have to be scary. Just do your research, know what you're buying. I didn't know Altria was tobacco, but that makes me like, I don't know. I feel funny about that because I definitely don't support smoking. But so maybe I'll rethink my SCHD investment. But for now, it is a good stock that does pay dividends quarterly, and so does the JEPQ also pays dividends. So I wanted you guys to see that, what it looks like when someone gets a dividend. So I've made these two purchases pretty straightforward. The one thing I wanted to share with you though is, so we've invested, so $30 I've put into SCHD, the $10 for each week. And let's see, its value right now is $31.44. Or no, that's the stock buy. So I own $29.91. So I have lost 8 cents in SCHD, but that's just today. It could go bounce back up, and I'll have more. But let's go back to the my other fund, the JEPQ. This stock I have invested, so 21 plus 22 plus 24, $67. So my market value on this one is $67.24. So this one's up 24 cents. And a total, yeah, so that's pretty cool. And so total I've brought to Robinhood $97, but my fund is worth $97.14 right now. So I've made a little bit of money. Last week when we looked at it, I'd lost a little bit. So it goes up and down, but over the long haul, ideally you make money. I wanted to show you one other thing that I just remembered that I had. I actually have some stocks in SoFi, and I didn't know if you guys remembered that SoFi, or even knew that SoFi had, that SoFi had investment accounts. So what I only have one account with SoFi, and it's this investment account. And I just wanted to tell you about it because it's kind of cool. I have $70.49 apparently. I totally forgot about this until recently. Well, I didn't completely forget, but I sort of forgot. So I want to show you how I got this $70.49. So I'm going to click on View My Account. And I'm going to scroll up real fast. You can't see my account number, but it doesn't matter. It's the only thing about here. So I have all of this invested in VOUET, which VOUET is, let me click on that so you can see it. VOUET is the Vanguard's version of the S&P 500 exchange traded fund. It's a very common one. It is very similar to like the one I was sharing with you last year that is a Fidelity, or last week, the Fidelity account, the FXAIX. Or there's one called SPY that's similar. And these are the top 10 holdings, the top 10 biggest companies in the United States, pretty much. So that's who it's invested in. This VOUET pays dividends quarterly. It's very expensive. It costs $636.92 to buy one share. But I own just another example of I own a fraction of a share. But what I wanted to do was show you how I got this $70. It's kind of crazy. So I saw a video about someone investing in SoFi, another stock person, and so they had a link that if you deposited $25 in SoFi would give you $25 if you had this person's code. So I did that on April 8th of 2024. So almost 2 years ago, I deposited $25. And then I immediately bought this VOUET stock. I bought it at $462.10. That's how much it's gone up. So then I got this welcome offer, this deposit, this gift of $25, and I turned around and bought that $25. I bought some more VOUET. And then I just have not done anything with this. Apparently, I've been collecting dividends each quarter, about 19 cents, and then that's what's been happening. And so now my stock is valued at, now it's $60 or $70.50. The market's going up. So I think that's kind of crazy. I've earned $1.33 in dividends, and my net contribution has been 50 cents and only, or $50, and only $25 of that was my money. So I've gained a total of $20.50. So I think that's, I think it's just a good example of, I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's kind of what investing in the stock market can do for you. So one of the things that I can do, and I will add this at the bottom of my video, it's not a secret here. Let me go back. So I can refer, and I can, if you're interested in this, there's a code I can give you. So I would, if you did this, I would get $50 if you join SoFi, but then you would get the $25 stock. So if you invested $25 like I did, you would get the free $25 stock for your account. So it's a win-win for both of us. So I'm going to copy this link and I'll put them at the bottom of the video. No obligation, but that person that gave me this link a while, 2 years ago helped me to earn a little bit of money. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And then I'm going to click back on the Robinhood. So we're seeing that. And I wanted to share just one more thing and then I'll be done with this video. For me, this is all about learning, and I try and learn things all of the time. And last week, I remember saying, I was looking at the page, and one of the things that I didn't know what it meant was NAV. Let's see if it's on this page. No, it's not going to be here. Let's see if I'm just going to click on Tesla. And key statistics, is it there? Tesla doesn't pay dividends, in case you're wondering. There's no dividend yield here. Does it say? It's not going to say. So NAV is something that you will see a lot on other screens about stocks. And last week I was like, I used to know what that was and I can't remember what it is, but I was reading this book this week. It's called How to Retire on Dividends. And at the very beginning on page 45, it describes what NAV is. So it's an acronym, and it's the NAV stands for Net Asset Value. And this book says, I like the way they describe it. It made sense to me. Net asset value is the total price of a fund's investments would fetch if it were liquidated today minus any debt. It's the same as your personal net worth, which would be what would be left over if you sold everything you owned and paid off your debts. So I think that, so NAV, if it's like negative, that means that the company is in debt. If it's positive, the company has assets. So I think that's a good way to help understand what NAV is. So I thought I would share that with you, something I learned this week. So that's all I've got today. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're getting less scared of investing in the stock market. It doesn't matter where you do it. As you can see, you can invest with SoFi, you can invest with Robinhood, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab, Vanguard. There's infinite. I don't know if there's it's not infinite, but there are a lot of different companies you can use. One thing I was thinking about too that I haven't said yet is, that last week I'm going to see if I can get this to. I was talking about this person, CT. Ramit Sethi, he has the book I Will Teach You to Be Rich. One of his kind of pet peeves that I remember that kind of really stick out with me, having read his book and watched some of his, I follow him on YouTube, is that he is really like a fan of brokerage firms like Fidelity or Charles Schwab or something like that. Instead of Robinhood, he feels that Robinhood promotes gambling in some ways. And I kind of agree with him. They sort of gamify it, and they do have lots of different investments. Like I was seeing something here, like you could invest in stocks that invested in betting on like a basketball game or something like that. So I think if you are someone that is concerned about gambling, or maybe you have like a gambling problem, a site like Robinhood would not be where you'd want to go, because it really does kind of encourage. There are things in here that sort of that use like gaming strategies to make you want to keep doing it. Like you kind of get addicted to Robinhood a little bit. So, but if you don't have that problem, you can avoid the temptation and just do like I do and come in once a week and make your investment and leave. So, I just wanted to put that out there, that is something that I know that's a concern. So, That's all I've got. I hope you're having a great day. I will see you in my video tomorrow. Take care.